Exarch Verandis, while we have your crates moved to your study, Exarch Singalis and Ulfra would like a word.
Who's this? Stuart Faustine.
It is good to see you, Exarch Verandis. Lord Rada al-Saran will be pleased you accepted his invitation. You have been terribly missed. Exarchs Ulfra and Singalis asked me to send you to them as soon as you arrived. They wish to speak with you.
I'm no Exarch de Faustine. I want nothing to do with Grando's titles or Strax's army.
Of course, Lord Verandis. My apologies. Please, you shouldn't keep the Exarchs waiting.
Where can I find Ulfra and Singalis?
Exarch Ulfra likes to look out over the courtyard from the eastern balcony. Exarch Singalis rarely leaves his laboratory on the upper level. Both want to see you. I will inform you once your crates have been moved to the study set aside for you.
Please take care with my apothecary chests. Many of the components are irreplaceable. So she's the steward of the castle. Oh, but yeah, we get to see it in its glory, not destroyed. Oh, look at this. So, what's this way? So they're Greyhost soldiers. But look at this castle. Greyhome upper level. Hang on. But yeah, this has the same architecture as Greymoor Keep. The Pentarch.
Verandis Ravenwatch. I don't believe we've had the pleasure. I am Pentarch Kavan Indoril.
I think we killed him. I did not expect to find a member of House Indoril here. Why did you join the Greyhost?
An odd question from one of Rada al-Saran's esteemed Grey Council. We are all here for the same reasons, are we not? Power over life and death. Control over our own fate. In Vardenfell, I am the sixth of 8 sons. Here, I will become much more.
So yeah, Indoril is a dark elf house. You may find that power bereft of companionship does not bring satisfaction.
Is that why you returned after so long away? You were lonely? I must confess, I find every day away from the insufferable bickering of House Indoril a blessing. But perhaps we are cut from different cloth.
Indeed. A pleasure to have met you. Not really. Keep pondering with your skull. Oh. They're training Greyhost warriors.
Engage front!
So King Strike of Markarth.
Verandis, I heard Rada al-Saran sent for you, but I never expected you to show up. I thought you made your position regarding the Greyhost abundantly clear.
Oh, so that's Strike. I see you finally got the army you so desperately sought.
You speak of peace on the one hand, but you take their blood just like the rest of us, Verandis. Where did you think all those endless debates among the Grey Council would lead? We were never going to change our natures. Why should we?
'Cause war is never the answer. We can all live in peace, why can't you see that?
You were a fool when we first met, and nothing has changed. After all these centuries, you remain as ignorant and naive as ever. My Greyhost is the only way for our people to create a safe and harmonious home. And deep down, you know it too.
Draw steel!
Yeah, but what's the cost?
Engage flank!
So Exarch Brackreach. It's nice actually seeing all these exarchs that we've read about in books. So I want to explore this castle some more.
Even where the dark water flows deep, the blood of those worthy swirls still. Why is this so, member of the Grey Council?
Another riddle gazers?
A question for Sithis unanswered. All answers come from Sithis, though few are worthy to hear them. Yet we alone are blessed. We will go beyond one day, when we have made the offerings he seeks. Only then may we flow into the dark water.
What need have we for assassins? Death only invites more death.
The others speak of you as short-sighted, but I hear in your words the truth we all seek. All must come to Sithis. Death is the path to him, and Sithis is the path to the dark water. It is a goal for all. Come now, pray with me.
Gratefully, I must decline. Perhaps we can speak later. So yeah, there's all vampires from all walks of life here. But yeah, by the sounds of it, the Greyhost started with good intentions, but their quest for power blinded them.
Oh, Verandis, look! It's wonderful! Such pretty lights.
Greetings, Longstep. I'm surprised to see you so far from Valenwood.
Oh, I'll admit I do miss the trees, but everyone is so friendly here, and the food, there's so much of it. Delicious, squirmy, screaming food. Does that bother you, the screaming? I recall us discussing such things last time we spoke.
I only feed on the willing. You should consider that.
Oh, but that's no fun, is it? It's like hunting a beast in a cage. Where's the challenge? No, Verandis, I'll take my prey squirmy and terrified. It gets the blood pumping. Nesby and I are going hunting later today. You must come.
Perhaps another time. Never. So yeah, there's a lot of people to talk to here. Oh wow. So that's Liz Rook. Look at this. Such a big castle.
Can you smell them, Verandis? Prey on the wind. We should be out hunting them, not uselessly debating in these halls of stone.
So that's what Ulfa looks like outside of her werewolf form. We only ever saw her in her werewolf form. You wanted to speak with me, Ulfra?
When you see Lord Rada al-Saran, do not continue your age-old argument. He needs to remain focused. I'll never understand your obsession with sheep, Verandis. There are hunters and prey. We are hunters. Your sympathy for prey borders on the insane.
You were immortal once.
As were you, until Molag Bal made you into something more, something worthy. Lord Hircine made me one of his most powerful hunters, because he knew mortality restricted me. I could not reach my full potential until he rescued me from that fate.
Doesn't make you better than anyone else. All I suggest is that we live in peace with mortals. They outnumber us after all. That is true.
The wolf does not fear 1,000 rabbits. It merely enjoys the bounty Hircine has provided. Humans, no matter how large their pathetic armies grow, will never threaten us. Come to your senses, Verandis. Come back to your brothers and sisters.
No, I won't stop trying to convince you that my course is the correct one.
You're a fool, Verandis. You always have been. Why does Lord Rada al-Saran continue to humor you? We don't need you on the Grey Council. You aren't even fit to be one of Styric's foot soldiers. Go bother someone else with your nonsense.
This is an impressive castle that Rada al-Saran has constructed.
Greyhome is impressive. I won't deny that. But I detest all the sitting around and debating. I'm a hunter. I ache to feel a mortal writhe in my grasp, to watch their blood spray against the dirt. Don't you?
You know that is not my way.
Why do I even try to talk to you about such things? Lord Rada al-Saran should have dealt with you years ago, but he keeps calling you back.
You've got it wrong, Ulfra. You've got it wrong.
Verandis, my dear, it has been so long. Where have you been hiding yourself? You're not still pursuing that silly little hobby of yours, are you?
I'd hardly call forging a permanent peace between vampires and humans a hobby.
So you are. Oh, Verandis, your endless wellspring of positivity is absolutely refreshing. You are such a generous soul. I must say, the idea of giving up all I've earned and bled for to placate humans is quite hysterical.
If we continue to take from mortals without giving back, peace will not last.
But isn't that why we have thralls? So we can take as much as we wish. They don't mind, do they? Oh, are you going to speak with Lord Rada al-Saran? Be a dear and remind him we set aside some time to drink, would you?
Perhaps we'll speak later. But thralls are serving you against their own will. Some of these exarchs, their ideals go against what I believe. So this is the upper level. Oh, look at this. Someone's actually dancing in the fountain. Ease of the creeping dusk. More exarchs.
Do you suppose Ease ever tires of dancing, Verandis? The girl enjoys frolicking in that fountain almost as much as she enjoys warm blood.
It's good to see you, Vem. How are things in the Empire?
As boring as ever. Until Fair Hestra came along, I'd all but given up on entertainment entirely. The new Empress is fascinating, isn't she, Verandis? A true warrior. Mortal, yes, but quite the conqueror. If she could be turned...
It would be unwise to reveal your true nature.
Perhaps. Yet Rada al-Saran saw the wisdom in immortal power, did he not? Hestra could be similarly convinced. Still, when she dies, and she will die, I expect it will be glorious, worthy of a song. That will be entertainment enough.
I suppose we'll see soon enough. Be well, Vem. Okay. So, Kraglin, can't talk to him.
Verandis, how good of you to join us. Come, sit, have a drink with me.
Mortal blood is not as plentiful as mead, Ols. It's not wise to gorge yourself like this.
Gorge? Ha! This is just a midday snack! Ever since we came here, we've had more blood than we can stomach, and I can stomach quite a bit. The dungeons are overflowing with delicious morsels. Lord Rada al-Saran knows how to keep us fat and happy.
There are dungeons beneath the castle?
I probably shouldn't have mentioned that. Forgive me, Verandis. Don't trouble yourself over it. Forget I said anything at all. Ha! I need another drink!
We'll speak more of this later. So yeah, I see now why Verandis never wanted to be a part of the Greyhost. I see. Ooh, Verandis' study, yeah. But why did Verandis come back here? That's what I want to know. I mean, he can't really change their opinion. No matter how much he tried. I love those windows. So is there anyone else to talk to? That goes back down. Guess we'll talk to Zengalis. If he's as evil as he was in Greymoor, this conversation won't go well. There's a... what was it called? Greyhost Reliquary or something?
Ah, Verandis. Good. I wanted to talk to you. I never tire of looking at this creation. Tell me again, why did you abandon your stone husks? I thought you wanted your precious mortals to enjoy the everlasting life of their betters.
The mortal I resurrected went mad. The experiment failed.
Is that what bothers you? One small failure and you abandon such promising research. You had the opportunity to seize control of existence itself. To control both life and death. Such power is unimaginable, yet you squander it.
So they originally made these to resurrect mortals. Because if they could keep bringing them back, they'd have a fresh supply of blood and they wouldn't need to go out and get more people. One failure was more than enough. Even power such as you describe is not worth the cost.
Cost? Bah! What cost? Mortals are as cheap and plentiful as grains of sand on a beach. Once you mastered your creation, you'd be able to resurrect them at will. They would worship you as a god. Wouldn't that bring about the peace you crave?
Just because we're mortals and you're immortal doesn't make our lives less worthy than yours. I hate Zengalis. I'm glad he's dead. We are not their gods, we are their equals.
How can you be so misguided? Mortals are so far beneath us they cannot even comprehend their own inadequacy. I only hope Lord Rada al-Saran can talk some sense into you. Meanwhile, I will study this creation. Perhaps even succeed where you failed.
Well, you did fail because we killed you and you're back in Cold Harbor. But yeah, if vampires weren't so power hungry and thinking they were above everyone else, if they actually worked with mortals, yeah, the peace and things that we'd learn from each other, but no, they don't want to. I hope you do succeed.
How I have missed our endless debates, my friend. Our deep and fascinating discussions about science and philosophy. I look forward to renewing that exchange. If you haven't presented yourself yet, you should go see Lord Rada al-Saran.
What about your own research, Zengalis?
I've been quite successful in your absence. Rada al-Saran discovered a strange relic beneath the Reach. I spent weeks examining it. It's quite remarkable, and I've only scratched the surface of the possibilities it might offer our kind.
That sounds fascinating. What kind of relic?
I'd prefer not to draw any conclusions until I've had time to examine it at length. But I welcome the chance to discuss it with you once you've settled in.
A relic beneath the Reach? Maybe that's what we find in Markarth? Maybe that's what Rada is after in Markarth. So, let's go talk to Rada. So yeah, maybe that's why he's gone to Markarth. What can this relic do?
Verandis, my friend. At long last.
We meet Rada!
How good to see you, Verandis, my old friend. You look well. Our halls have felt quite empty without you. What do you think of our new home? Is it not, as I wrote in my letter, everything one could ask for?
I'll admit you've built a grand castle, but I must know, have you considered my request?
To parley with the mortal queen. I have, but my stance has not changed. The Greyhost's strength has grown over the centuries, while dozens of mortal kingdoms have risen and fallen. What sense is there in revealing ourselves to them now?
Mortals are not as you remember them. Empress Hestra would make a fine ally.
What mortals gain from an alliance with us is obvious. But what benefit do we receive from them? King Styric and our Greyhost could crush this Empress Hestra and her armies in a day. I know you worry for our people, Verandis, but you need not.
Well, mortals would gain a lot from an alliance with vampires. But you'd also gain a lot from them because you might have willing blood donors, and you wouldn't need to kill anyone. You can't continue to war against the mortals. There are simply too many of them.
For such a brilliant mind who helped conceive our Grey Council, you can be so short-sighted, Verandis. I will say this. If the mortals do not move against us, we will not move against them. But I cannot protect your precious mortals from themselves.
You're the one who's short-sighted. I believe in the Grey Council, not Styric's Greyhost, and an alliance would protect us all.
Enough talk of alliances and mortals. It has been too long since we last saw one another, Verandis. Let us speak of better times, drink the blood offered, and contemplate the tremendous responsibility we bear to keep our people safe.
I would like to continue our discussion of an alliance with the mortals later, my friend.
Of course, Verandis. I know you too well to think you would let the topic go so easily. I promise we will speak of it again. There is no need to rush. We have not seen each other in an elf's age. I would hear what you have been up to, my brother.
We're immortal. We have all the time in the world to catch up.
And yet you waste years away from your family, caring for those who live short and meaningless lives. Ah, Verandis, is my word not enough to appease you? We will speak more of this later. For now, I wish to discuss more pleasant topics.
I spoke with Ulfra and Zingalis.
Good. You cannot imagine how much I have leaned upon them in your absence. It should please you to know that Ulfra shows restraint these days, and I know Zingalis would love to discuss his experiments and research with you.
They still don't understand the dream.
They understand little that does not serve their own needs. They do not understand why we started the Grey Council, or what an asset you are to the Greyhost. It will take much to convince them to make peace with mortals.
Why did you invite me here if you're unwilling to talk about this?
We have talked and I have listened. I have humored your ideals far longer than they deserve. I invited you because you will flourish here, Verandis. You belong here, among your brothers and sisters, not meandered in the tribulations of mortal life.
His ideals are so against mine. The dream didn't start with us ruling over mortals.
Your dream and mine are similar, my friend, but they are not the same. This friction between us, it thins my patience. Still, this place, no matter how grand, did not feel complete until you returned. You belong here, Verandis.
Does he? I don't think he does.
Lord Verandis, I apologize for the delay. The study is ready for you. Everything is ready for you, my lord. We moved your belongings into the study and provided all the reagents you requested. Should you require anything else, please let me know at once.
Will do. Stuart Forstein. Her name sounds familiar. Forstein. So I'm gonna go to Verandis' study. And read his journal. So yeah, I knew Verandis wasn't bad. I mean, he may have helped found the Great Council, but his goal was to find peace with mortals, but the other exarchs don't want that.
Easy, friend. It's time to wake up. Find the Dreamwalk potion and drink it.
But his journal! Let me read his journal!